how's it going? Good to see you. Today I'm going to talk about the different types of ADHD, and I want to know, do you think you have any of these types of ADHD? Let's get this right now. So there are 3 different types of ADHD. 1 is hyperactive, 2 is inattentive, and 3 is a combination of both. ADHD can affect both children and adults. There's really not a distinction. There's not a distinction in age. And a lot of times when a child is diagnosed with ADHD, it kind of stays with them even into adulthood. So if you're an adult watching this and you think, well, I've always had ADHD, but no one did anything, well, there's a good reason for that. It's because when you were a kid, most people didn't have any idea what ADHD was. And probably you're the one that got in trouble all the time. It wasn't because you're a bad kid, it's because of your hyperactivity, or maybe your inattentiveness got you in trouble. And it's frustrating, isn't it, when you get into trouble for something that you really can't help. If you have ADHD, that is an actual disorder. It's not some behavioral issue, it's a disorder. So whether it's hyperactive or inattentive, you struggle with concentration. I had an adult come into me, a man, years ago into my office, and he struggled with ADHD, and he specifically wanted help with his ADHD and his workplace. He had a lot of things that he had to juggle, a lot of things that he had to prioritize, but he got overwhelmed in not knowing how to be organized, and that got him in trouble at work. So we came up with a very simple plan that really worked for him, and it might work for you as well. So that simple plan, it's so simple. He wanted a way to be organized and prioritize what he needed to do. So we simply came up with a small notebook that he made a list before he got up in the morning, or before he went to work. Not before he got up in the morning, before he went to work in the morning. He made a list of everything that he needed to do, and then he prioritized it. So he knew exactly what needed to be done first, and then second, and then third. And he kept that notebook with him at all times. That's a key with making a list. You have to be able to keep the list with you, or else the list is not going to help you. You're going to leave it at home, and you're still going to be frustrated. So that really helped him, is to be organized by writing it down and making it prioritized and knowing what he needed to do right away. That kept him focused. It kept him with being able to be organized and help him stay on task, which was exactly what was getting him in trouble at work. And now he knows exactly what to do. That is a simple thing that you can do if you struggle with prioritizing and being overwhelmed at work. But what if you're a kid? What if you're a college student? Then what? I got one more story for you. I did it with my clients with a college student. I can't stand like this. I did it with my clients with a college student, and she was in law school, and her biggest problem was focusing and concentrating on what the professor was saying. And it was a lot like the other one, was making a list, but she also recorded the lecture on her phone. And she asked the professor ahead of time if she can record, because in the moment during the lecture, her mind would go somewhere else. But she needed something to bring her back and remind her later on, and so she recorded it, and then she listened to it again, and then she took notes from that. That helped her a lot. And sometimes just having different plans, different ideas, thinking outside the box when it comes to staying organized is very helpful. One subtype of ADHD is hyperactive, but the second subtype is inattentive. You can't pay attention, you lose focus. You forget what was said. That happened to you sometimes? And then the third one is a combination of both. So ADHD is also inattentive, it's hyperactive, and a combination of both. It used to be years ago, there was ADHD and then there was ADD, and even years before that, people didn't really know what it was. They just looked at the behavior and they just said that child or that person is not paying attention, so there's something wrong with them. And I don't like that. I don't like to label somebody who has a disorder and say that there's something wrong with them. Nah, I don't like that at all, because it's not true. And then there's the question, well, okay, if you have ADHD, do you need medication? Get that a lot. I would say maybe in extreme cases you might need a medication for ADHD, but so often medication also leads to side effects. And so it's really a personal, individual decision. If you think it's severe, you might need medication for a while. But if you think you can come up with ideas to help your ADHD, then maybe medication is not for you. Either way, I would encourage you to learn, think about different tools, strategies that you can do, and then if those don't work, maybe consider medication if it's interfering in your life, school, work, family, relationships. But I wouldn't rush right into medication if you don't think you need it. Well, I gotta run. I got my niece's birthday party coming up. I gotta get off to that. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care of yourself. Give me a thumbs up if this has been helpful. And subscribe to my channel if you're new. Appreciate you. Take care. Bye.